the stream, or in the parties with mine as well? When you
Audio included.
Thank you. And then I'll include
Now I
your
gotta
mine
wait for the game to restart itself 5 times over before I can get into the lobby and start the actual stream.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not worried about photosensitivity. I look like a deer to you.
Now 10-1 up, just say.
Alright, hopefully it doesn't kick me again. I'm
getting tagged everywhere.
Come on. Alright, here we are. I'm starting out my broadcast.
Right, we're included.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host for today's broadcast of St. Leonard 13 as we're preparing to get underway for the first round of XRL's X2 division here at Bahrain in F1 2022. I'm joined today by co-broadcaster XRL Zola. Zola, you have been a longtime veteran of the X2 division. What, in your opinion, can we expect for today in this race?
Why do I always feel old when I'm with you? The veteran. Okay, I'm just like 90 years old, but what I'm expecting, I don't know. Now we've found another glitch on this game. Well, now formation lap has to be removed completely, so there's going to be cold tyres at the start of the race, which is going to be interesting. Well, we've got Veloce, X3 defending champion, well, X3 champion that's been promoted. You've got, which is Shikari, which finished second, I think, in the X3, or third did he finish? I can't remember. And then you've got Franz, defending champion from X2, so it's going to be an interesting one. Young served his qualifying ban, and so has Air Max. That they both had qualifying bans. That is why they have retired in the pits. And I have now got no spectator bar on my left-hand side, so that is good. But it's going to be interesting because you've got about 6 people that can probably win a championship in this tier.
Oh, this is interesting. Scalier Sugar has just had a spin on the non-DRS straight, and it's not like it happened coming out of the corner. It's like 2/3 of the way down when he went around that.
Anyone want to tell him he can't park there?
Well, Herbago has just had a spin also on the downhill parts of Sector 2, and that's something I've noticed in the dev race that I got partaken in and the X3 race I got broadcast that you partook in, Zola. Setup has been really, really iffy. A lot of people still struggling to figure out how to maximize their cars for the track, and with how much lower slum the cars are now, these cars do not have any tolerance for running over the curbs as Herbago slides over another curb there. You run over a curb with the underbody of the car and you're more than likely going to go around or at least get sent way off the racing line.
Right.
I will say this though, in my personal opinion, I think it's honestly probably a change for the better because we've seen in both XRL X3 and Dev significantly fewer time penalties because now there's actually incentive to stay off of the curbs. You're ideally wanting to stay within the racing line. That means that the racing is a lot more pure, a lot more realistic, a lot more practical, and it means that in the event of late race yellow, it doesn't automatically screw everyone over because time penalties by drivers who've been properly racing get harmed. Now everyone is kind of holding back in the exact same way. Herbago sets the first time that everyone will be going for 148.737, but he will improve. We're 100% sure of that. Someone has gone around at the top of the hill. That is
And
Boovy,
Alpine,
who has spun out.
Boovy, you can't park there, mate. You've got to go on pole positions.
And
There's Sugar,
Herbago has just had
130.083 fast lap so far.
Herbago has spun coming out of 2.
Yeah. We'll only lose 1 in qualifying because Air Max and Young both have qualifying bans. So, and AVS is about to cross the line to set a lap time in the Ferrari. 130.339 P2. And Liam, just a quick thing. I'm going to take the on the penalty table for X2 now. Alright, with them 2 polybans. So they're done. Right. So ABS has done his lap time so far then. Boovy set at 139, we've got he spun. Lasers posted a 130.723. He comes second in X3. Did he come second? Or did he win?
Yes, he came second. Brands crosses the line, the Haas 131.240.
Just a quick thingy here as well, just so you all guys know. Laser is one of Franz's best mates, and they're both South African. So if Franz is rubbish here and gets beaten by Laser, I reckon we should give Laser the full-time seat.
That was interesting.
Oh, Low.
Low spun out,
and
and then just as Low was getting underway, Veloce come around and spun in the exact same part of the racetrack.
Right. Can somebody please tell me something? Why is the Alfa Romeo's got to park next to each other when they spin? We had both of them in X3 in qualifying, both spun on the same corner next to each other, and now we have another Alfa Romeo with a McLaren this time. It's like the Alfa Romeos have to spin with another car. Can they not spin on their own?
I'm guessing not.
That's just nuts.
Oh, Mercedes around again. Scalar Sure again has spun under braking. He's back underway now, but very strange scenario.
Oh, here comes Shakira. I'm not going to call Shikari, I'm always going to call him Shakira. Mate, I bet he wish he looked like Shakira.
Times like that, he's going to make the field go mad.
130.
So he's just going to keep on, and he'll feel the signs of his car. 130.317, so those tires aren't lying. I think starting to feel a lot.
I'm surprised. The race tracks over here, Veloce, like, you know. But yeah, I'm actually surprised that we're not more people in the 29. So far, X3 was a lot quicker than that in qualifying already. I've got a funny feeling, looking at this, the pace difference between X3 and X2 isn't as big a gap as what it used to be.
Well, if you discount X at the spot, it was a solid 1,500ths faster per lap than most of the rest of the field all day.
Well, I wouldn't say
think the gap is
Gusty's up there as
comparable.
well. I would say Gusty was up there as well. He just made a mistake and spun and got damaged, and that's why he had to box early. He did a 2-stopper and still finished on the podium. Oh.
And at the top of the hill, Boothie has had an accident, and that will take him out of the first round qualifying. And he had a 139, so he was struggling already as it was.
So right, everyone's just got to be at 139.143.
Oh, that car's right on the racing line. Oh, wow.
Oh, I can't even look at that, but yeah, so everyone's got to be a 139.143 to be automatically through, which pretty much just means you just got to set a clean lap and you'll be through. Unlucky Boothie, but it happens to all of us. It's just it's that corner though. That corner is claiming a lot of people. It claimed about 4 people in Dev, not DNF though. I mean, it's just, I think it was Collie Boy spun there a couple of times.
And Lowe has just spun out after overcooking the brakes coming out of pit lane. And Zola, you went out of your way to put a post up in the Discord server for the entirety of XRL regarding this. Because of the way that the tires are now, with the larger wheels, a lot less rubber on the tire, it means that coming out of pit lane, you need to brake significantly earlier than you have before. Otherwise, you're going to miss the corner, spear into someone's side, or spin out on your own. And now we see Lowe has suffered just that.
Yeah, the same as coming out the pits in the race as well. You'll have it coming out the pit lane in qualifying and in the race, where your tyres will be 70 Celsius. So you've got to be careful when they come out the pits. You've got to brake about 4 or 5 squares earlier.
Coming in the party right now is Boothy. Boothy, go ahead and include your audio. I didn't want to have to talk to you again today in the middle of the qualifying session, but it looks like we are. What happened at the top of the hill there?
A tire on the curb, and it just went round in a circle and into the barrier.
Well, you in the inside curve, did you?
Outside curb.
Oh, the outside curve. Yeah, the best way is to say if you start losing it there, just slam the brakes on, and you might be able to save it. Just try and instantly press the brake, and that's how I managed to save mine when I spun there earlier. But yeah, if you touch any of the curves really there, it just steps out. Yeah. Well, at least the thing is though, at least you can't go further backwards.
Yeah, Boothy, it does.
You.
Yeah, Boothy, it does seem like you're starting about the 17th position. Do you think you have the car under you to get up into points-paying positions in the race?
No, I'm only here because someone else couldn't make this time.
I know, I'm sorry man. We are trying to find people to go to X2 so you can come down to X3, we're trying. But we haven't got the driver at the moment. I mean, X1 and X3 and X2 are both missing a full-time driver as it is. But we will, as soon as we can, we will. Alright.
Yeah, that's alright. I mean, they get to watch the football in the afternoon. Happy days.
I got to watch a lot of cars DNF in and crash in X3, so it's fun. I loved that. That was great. It's like a massive highlight reel. But I see what you like.
Well, I will go ahead and say this, Boothy. If you are going to try and get points here, the best thing you could probably do is just not push too hard. Do whatever you can to stay on the lead lap, and you should be able to cycle around to a points-paying position just due to the sheer number of accidents I'm almost positive we're going to see here.
Yeah, the problem is Boovy doesn't want it to be him.
By the way, thanks for jumping in and talking with us, Boothy. Hopefully the race itself goes better for you than this qualifying session did.
Yeah, just try and keep it clean and don't go paying penalties and try not to spin. I reckon you'll still be there. That's all I used to do in X2.
Yeah,
I had no pace in X2. I just tried staying alive, and I managed to pick up points somehow. So it will come. We know you can do it. So good luck, man.
I'm aiming for lap 3. So I'll see you about.
Alright, well, hopefully you're wrong and you don't see us at all in the race itself. Or if you do, it's post-race after finishing.
I'll see you at some point.
Alright, so that's a 131.069 gone into P9. He'll be guaranteed through now as well. So anyone that beats a 39.1 will be automatically through. They've only all got to beat that pretty much.
Here comes Torpedo now to the line. He'll set at 130.555. Right now, the only driver with set a time that's not good is Herbago. Ferrari has spun. That is AVS fan who has spun on his outlap coming out of the final corner.
But why is he out again though? He's guaranteed to be through, and is he out? He's risking that because I mean, why would you come out the pits and risk going crashing or something when you're automatically through? Pelly across the line, fast lap so far. There we go. That's more like it. 129.269. Pelly fast lap so far, guaranteed to be through.
All right, now we see B-Tech Glebend and Kinsey Retro both on outlaps right now. What we're gonna do is
but why is he on the lap?
I have no idea. What we are going to do is we'll go silent and ride on board for a full lap with Kinsey Retro, see if he can log a lap in that Aston Martin. Hopefully he'll be able to log this lap.
Yeah, on his debut as a full-time driver, so good luck Kenzie. He does comms for X1, so sure we got Kenzie?
Yep, silently on board for a lap.
Kenzie's about 210, so it's going to be about 33, isn't it? Yeah, unlucky Kenzie. It's good enough to be through though, a 32.950 for Kenzie, P3, P13. Still yet to post lap time though, is Matty was here, he's on an outlap now, so he needs to set a lap time, he's coming around the penultimate corner. So, he's still yet to post lap time, also Lowe's on another lap, absolutely no reason to be out on a lap, but okay. Sugar just spun up just now as well at turn 4. Earlier when Kenzie was on his lap. So let's see what
The
Matty
interesting
was
part
here.
is that Herbago is at risk of getting squeezed out. He needs to get onto the circuit, snap in. That lap was invalidated, I guess. But Matty gets a lap in, then Herbago, that 148, will be squeezed behind Boothie and will not advance.
Yeah, so he doesn't even, this is the thing, he should be able to beat a 148, I mean a 139.1 with literally no ERS on. So, I mean I set a, what did I set? I think I set a 35 something with no ERS on. And that was me not even trying. So he should be able to beat it comfortably. Right, and that is Matthew got a purple first sector, but that isn't for the session, that is just for him. That is broken again as per normal. So they still haven't fixed that purple thing. It's only their fast lap, not the fast sector, not the actual session's fastest sector. I thought Matty was on a wheel, he's on a pad.
DRS pops open for Matty as he goes down the sector 2 back straightaway. Acceleration focus straight, it's the slowest of the 4 straightaways, well, the 5 straightaways are on this track.
Keeps it in 6 around here as well, which is perfect. A lot of people, the game tells you to put it in 5, but 6 is the optimal gear to put it in. All he's got to do is keep it clean now for the final corner, and he should be comfortably through.
This is not looking good for Herbago. Herbago is out on track, but had a spin in the hairpin just before the back straightaway.
He's just
So
keep it clean,
he'll have time to make it to the line, but again, I don't know if he's gonna be able to get a proper clean lap in.
So Matty posts a 132.841. He's guaranteed to be through, but he'll need to improve a lot to get through Q2. Right then, he's all down to Herbago then.
Yeah, everyone else has pretty much set their laps and they're done.
Got 41 seconds, so he's got plenty of time. He doesn't. This is the thing. He doesn't have to force it. He can just take it, like as in would in a race, where you just do consistency. He doesn't have to force it too much to get through here. Just has to be a clean lap.
Oh, Hello has just spun in the uphill section in Sector 2 on his cooldown lap.
Well, it wasn't very low, was it? That's Low doing low things. Oh, just a little hint as well. If the host of the session DNFs in the race, they will not get the race director. They will have no times on the right hand side. So just make sure if you do DNF that someone else gets the screenshots of the race director. That is another glitch we found out today. It's great. Found about 4 glitches today. It's really fantastic. Well, we did 7 races of testing. Didn't find many glitches at all. League races start. Oh, well, this is a glitch. That's a glitch. Found another one.
Alright, here comes Herbago down the back straightaway right now. The lap is still clean, but he's not bringing that car onto the part of the track where the problem has been for most of the field.
That was not even validated, but he's definitely gonna be under it because he's under a minute going through the second DRS straight, so he's definitely safe.
Yeah, he's 15 seconds up right now, so yeah, he should be good.
Yeah, at the moment he's on for a 33.3, which would be, well,
as long as he
great,
doesn't spin out of the final corner, he'll be Gucci gang.
Gucci, or go wide, because I can also do it. Let's go. Herbago is through into queue number 2.
131.460, that's the 12th fastest, and that will bring us to an end of our Q1. Very straightforward after Boothie has his accident.
Yeah. Shame for Boothie. I mean, but the problem is we were always going to lose somebody, and it just happened to be him. Unlucky Boothie. But we go on to queue number 2. Remember, it doesn't matter what colour tyres they do now. They all start on a fresh choice of tyre, don't they? So it doesn't matter. So far, fast lap though was a 29.269 from Pelly, which is Pelly. We know Pelly's going to be there. Pelly's always there. It's just whether he's going to win a championship. He's always there or thereabouts, but he can just never get across the line. So one day we might have a Dutch champion. But who likes Max Verstappen anyway, so...
I mean, you say that, but
Ooh, look at
you're
that.
probably going to end up getting a whole lot of hate comments saying that. I don't care
Oh,
for
I don't mind.
Max Verstappen, which is a shame because
I don't,
like Red
this
Bull.
is the
I don't
thing.
like
I don't like Max Verstappen. I don't like Lewis Hamilton. I don't like Leclerc. So it's all good. I don't like any of the big ones. Thank you, Fiend, for 19-month streak. Getting old, boy.
Starting to really enjoy cafeteria.
Cafeteria. I would love a cappuccino. That'd be perfect right now. Right then.
Oh yeah, I
Number
forget cafeteria
2.
has slightly different meaning, different sides of the.
There's food as well.
Pond.
Yeah, I know. Yoi. Right, so what do we reckon to get through into Q2? What would be the minimum time? 1:30 flat, maybe?
If you're in the 130s, you'll make it in. If you're in the 131s, there's no
know,
way. I'll go ahead and say if you need to set better than a 130.7 to make it in.
I reckon you'll need to be at 131. At 130.1 to get through.
Oh, you think it's gonna be 130.1? Wow, that's really turning up the heat.
I've got a funny feeling a lot of those guys were not going full whack. We're about to find out. Here we go then. Hrabaga's the fifth car to come out. Both Astons to come out together. What do you want to hold hands or what? Right, so first car out on track is Veloce in the Alfa Romeo, which is probably my favourite looking car in this game.
The Aston Martins are trying to do some shenanigans. Kinsey is out there ahead of Hrbago. Ideally, what these two will want to do is they'll want to open up the gap between them a bit. And then on the actual flyer lap, if Hrbago is faster than Kinsey, have it where Hrbago catches Kinsey coming into Sector 3 so it can get a tow from him down the DRS straight and coming down to the line.
Hrbago's a reserve, not a full-time driver in X2, so there might not be communications there. Not like it's a full-time driver teammate. I mean, I'm just trying to look through who is actually reserving. I think it's just Laser and Hrbago. I think they're the only two reserves, I think. Oh no, AVS fan as well as a reserve as well, isn't he? Of course he is. Is Sugar full-time? I'm going to quickly go through the full-time drivers in X2 because we haven't actually done that. We've gone through the thingies, but we're not actually giving you the full-time drivers list exactly. And we should have done that in X3 as well, I forgot about that. So Mr. Neon's not here, so that's who Sugar is reserving for. Matty's here in their both moat drivers. Ramisco's not here, which we know about because he's working. That's why AVS fan is reserving for him. BTEC Jalabent here. Shikari and Torpedo's not here, they're just washed and overrated in the Red Bulls. The Aston Martin Breezy is not here. Yeah, so Breezy's not here, that's why Hrbago's reserving. Kenzie's here full time. Young and Low are both here. Low, as we've seen, now spin out 4 times, but he's here. And Young had a qualifying ban. Jeebus John and Boovie are both here. As we've seen, Boovie decided he didn't want to race in Q2, so he crashed out in Q1. And then you've got Pelly and Edgar. Edgar's no-showed, which is not a great sign, especially from an experienced driver that's been in the league long enough to know better. And then Pelly, as we've seen earlier, was fastest lap. And then K18, is he not here? No, he's not. It's one of my outsiders to the championship. He's not here today either, so that's interesting. So that's the my favourites for the constructors is Alfa Romeo and the Red Bulls are the two things I reckon can fight the constructors. But K18's not here. Has he got a team, mate? No, it was random as well, wasn't it? So
Franz has spun out. Coming out of turn 2, going into turn 3. He's got the car pointing the right way now.
Yeah, well, he deserves
for someone who was in the middle of the lap,
me
it's
win
not
the
good for
constructors
him.
last season, so he deserves that spin. So Franz in the Haas, and his teammate is AKA, used to be Asda, he's now AKA
Oh,
Racing.
Taylor 96 has just had to spin at the top of the hill himself and backed his Williams into the outside wall.
Yeah, and then you got Air Max in the Williams, and I thought Taylor was a full-time driver.
And nope, those Aston Martins, they definitely sync their stuff up. Look at that, nose to tail. In fact, that might be too close going into the final corner.
I thought Taylor was a full-time driver in X2, is he not?
Ooh, that was not a
Was
good
he
time
in
by
Williams?
Kinsey. It was
I don't
great
know.
for Hrbago,
We'll
but
have to work that out
Kinsey
later on.
let up a bit too much.
I'm
Well, at the
so
top right
confused here.
now is... Oh, Mercedes has gone around now at the top of the hill. That's Scalier Sugar. He's going underway now, but he has spun at the top of the hill.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there. I don't think there's wing damage though, at least, so he should be good there. But
So I was getting all confused because of Taylor there. I thought he was a full-time driver, but I think you remember rightly now. He's pulled out full-time as a reserve now, isn't that right, Leon? I can't remember if did he message you. I can't remember if he messaged you or not.
No, he's full-time with
Yeah, but he sent me that thing, didn't he? So I put in the admin chat. So I told him to message you, but he hasn't, I don't think. So I'm gonna have to message him back.
BTEC 11 and XRL Shikari are both on out laps right now. As I say that, the Ferrari 11 has crossed the line to begin a lap. I'm watching Scalier Sugar and the Mercedes right now, continuing on after a little bit of a spin, trying to get another lap in. A little bit lower on ERS. I think he wants to be, and he's all the way off. Sugar finally back underway. He's got turned back around, but as he spun, that ended up letting the Red Bull of Shikari sneak by. Shikari just on an out lap for the moment. Matty was here. Sugar's teammate is also now on an out lap as he is coming downhill, and he does not spin, unlike his teammate, coming down to the bottom of the first hill in Sector 2. Delebin currently in the middle of a lap as he opens up the DRS and is flying down the back straightaway at the moment. Top speed is 193 miles an hour. It's actually one of the highest top speeds we've seen going down the back straightaway thus far. So I think that Ferrari is kitted out well for quick acceleration. Coming around the top of the hill, stepping a little bit wide, and now flying down the only non-DRS straight here. Oh, Lowe is crashed out. Low, that's a strange place to crash out because that's happened a good way down the straight. So I have to wonder if he put the power down and the thing spun on him. But that is well down the straightaway.
Wow. Yeah, that is a weird place because literally that, unless he's put the power down, it just swung right. I've not seen a car go there before. Not like that. I've seen him go on the curb on the entry to it, but not like that.
And normally when the cars spin out coming onto the back straightaway, they spin out.
They go left.
The left side wall, not the right side wall.
Well, at least he's done one thing. Lowe has done Lowe things and done something that no one else has ever done before. We know Lowe's special.
Well, he's not the only one who has just had another spin on the start of his flyer in turns 1 and 2, so that's going to harm him. Matty was here, and the Mercedes has just crashed out in the same place as Scalier Sugar spun earlier.
Yeah, he's caught the curb. On the he rode too much of the curb and he's just spat him out. If you go on board, I think it'd be on top of Taylor, is it? Yeah, Taylor. He'll be on the right-hand side here somewhere. Yeah, he's just on the. Oh, he's caught that curb. Yeah, he's rode too much of the right-hand curb, and it's just thrown him right. That is where I lost it to last season in X2. Well, in this tier as a full-time driver. That's where I lost it.
Well,
I didn't DNF, but I lost. I was in P3 when I did that.
Well, one thing to consider is that with Lowe's accident, Shikari 129.6. So with Lowe's accident, you will be required pretty much to set a time at least 130.981 in order to advance. So anyone who's stuck in the 131s, like BTEC 11, Herbago, Kinsey Retro, they are not safe. They need to significantly improve if they want a shot in.
They wouldn't have to beat that at the moment. They could beat any of the 131s at the moment. They'll still go through. But at the moment, say someone beats a 31, and then like say Herbago's a 31.4, he would go behind Lowe. So at the moment, so say 2 cars go faster than him, Herbago, Kenzie would go behind Lowe, and so would Herbago. So at the moment, you definitely have to beat a 31, 100%. If you beat a 30.9, you're guaranteed to beat Lowe.
Taylor's only set a 141, and Scalier Sugar has only been able to set a 158. So those two need to improve. Torpedo and Pelly also both on laps right now. Torpedo coming to the line. He will set a time of 130.097. So he's in. Kinsey is now out. Here comes Pelly to the line.
And that'll be a 29 as well as Pelly. There you go.
29.6. So now
Beats.
both of the Aston Martins are out.
Yeah, but he beats the Shikaris by 2 100s. I think Taylor is on a lap, I believe. It looks like he is in the Williams, going for his second DRS straight. He needs to beat a 30.9, really. And he's probably going to have to beat a 30.3. That is not going to be safe. I don't believe the 30.3 is safe here.
XRL X2 on an outlap, he seems to think that there is risk of drivers farther
Yeah, I
down
wouldn't risk
going
that
fast
either.
enough and squeezing them out.
Yeah. I think a 30 flat might be safe, but I don't think anything else higher than that is flat safe, or lower than that I should say, or higher, whichever way you want to do it. Right, Taylor, what are you
Scalar
going to
Sugar
post?
now coming back onto the circuit to get a lap in. We know that he can go faster. Taylor's in 130.302, so now beat.
Yeah, makes Veloce has to set a lap time now, and he only really needs to guarantee beating it by a 10th, and he'll guarantee beating Taylor, so that'll be one safe place. But Sugar's out on lap now. We're still waiting for Kenzie to leave the pits. Rabargo's not left the pits yet, or B-Tech. They both, all four of those have to cut the pit. Well, three of those have to cut the pits, and we are still waiting for them. So Sugar's out on a lap. Out lap, so's Veloce. Taylor's just done a lap, so he's boxing next lap. AVS Fan and Jeebus John are both on laps, but Jeebus John is on a new set of softs, and AVS is on an old set of softs. I'm surprised they've come back out again. They are actually, I believe, they're safe. I don't think anyone lower than a 30 is under pressure here. But AVS decided lap time though.
I said earlier that you would need, say, 130.7 or faster to make it in. Right now, that prediction is holding true.
And I said a 30, what was it, 30.1?
Yeah, you said 30.1.
I think that's going to be it. I think that's what it's going. I think it might even be lower than that. I think it might be even be in the 29s or 30.
All right, here comes Sugar to the line as he now begins his lap. He needs to improve by about 20 seconds if he wants to make it in. So basically, just don't make mistakes, and I do think that Mercedes should have the ability to do it. It's hard to tell because his teammate Matty was here, had an accident, so we can't really tell what the Mercedes pace is.
Oh,
but surely if you're X2, you can do it.
Yeah,
Veloce!
He'll need a 28.7 minimum off his time. Otherwise, he's not going to go through. And that's the minimum he needs. What's Veloce done? Has he made a mistake here? I think he has. He's backed out of it as well. He should be able to save his ERS, and he should be able to go again as long as he's got enough fuel, which it looks like he probably has. He's not a dumb person, so hopefully he has enough fuel. Jeebus John's both on lap. AVS is on a lap as well. AVS is coming around the final corner. Is he up on his time?
Herbago also is in the middle of a lap, so he's about to go out there and try and improve.
AVS
Herbago needs to improve by about a second, and he can make it in. Potentially a second and a 10th would be great for him.
You know, Herbago will need a 30. He'll need 1.4 off, and there goes Jeebus John. He's lucky he's hit the ball backwards, but he's still alive. That's the risk you take of coming back out on track when really I think you're already safe. So he's a lucky boy there. Right, Veloci's about to start his hot lap again now. Herbago's on a lap now. He's just started and he's at turn 4. He needs, in my opinion, he needs to break the 30 because it only takes him and there you go, Sugar 129.5. That's
Sugar to the top, 129.578. So with that,
come from
now
nowhere.
Lowe is on the outside officially. So and Veloce around and into the tire barriers coming out too.
That could be Veloci out qualifying. There's a Merc coming, and there's also a. Oh, you should be alright to come around now. Yeah, reverse out of the way, you'll be fine. Now you should be able to spin around. There's something else coming. Yeah, you're safe. But that is probably his qualifying over.
But there is wing damage now from that impact.
Yeah, his qualifying is done. He's got
Herbago
and pray.
could squeeze.
Yeah, well, B-Tech's on a lap, so Herbago, and so is Kenzie. Kenzie and B-Tech are both on out laps. There is a Ferrari in a wall. I don't know which one that is. Is that AVS or is that B-Tech? That is AVS is in the wall.
Yeah, that was AVS.
B-Tech is trying to warm his tyres up. AVS. There's also a car coming. Oh, well, okay, no one wanted that 100. Oh, no one wanted the 50 either. B-Tech just destroyed both. AVS
not good enough for Herbago. He needs to improve by about another 202 thousandths if he wants to beat Veloce.
He's not gonna have it. He can't. He has no ERS. He can't go. You can't go back-to-back laps here no more. on this game. You don't have the ERS back, so that's Herbago out. It's down to B-Tech, and B-Tech, I'd say he got held up a little bit by his teammate, and the poor exit at the final
Kinsey
corner,
might
so I don't
be
think
able
he'd
to
lap
pull
on
something out as well.
Yeah.
It would be rough. He'd need to improve by about 4 seconds, but Kinsey might, well, a little bit more than 4 seconds, but Kinsey might be able to pull something out.
Yeah, he's the only car that can stop Veloce. And I think Veloce might get lucky here. No offense to Veloce, but I'm surprised that there's only a 30.3. Even I'm quicker than that, and I know Veloci's a lot quicker than me, so... I would love Kenzie to be here, because I love Kenzie, but I just don't know if he can. Be good if he can, though. But yeah, he's struggling with the car, you can see that.
Ooh, big twitch from B-Tech going uphill. He was able to arrest it before it became problematic, but that Ferrari kitted out for speed.
Jeebus, John,
not great
good
for aerodynamics.
129,
129.542 in the Alpine.
Nice. So technically we're both wrong, but it was right in the middle then. You said a 30.7 and it was and I said a 30.1. Technically I was closer, but I'll let you have it.
Yeah, it's 30.3 by the looks of it. B-Tech 11 only able to put down 30.8, so that's not enough. Kinsey is up by 2.5 seconds at the end of Sector 2. Has he found any more time in the final sector? I don't think so.
I think he's going to improve. He does improve, but doesn't go
30.955, yeah. So he's locked into 13th
he beat
now.
below. Taylor, 128.727. But why would you keep burning your tyres, man? Franz in the Haas is 8 tenths up. He would jump up into, what was it? He'd be P2, 129.2. He'd be on the moment. If he gets his final 2 corners right, well, final corner right, he might jump into the 28s. Does he jump into 28s? No.
Just barely missed it.
29.009. He still missed it. 9 thousandths per second. Nah, I read.
And there's your times. The spread from the top to the bottom, relatively large, 1.5 seconds between Taylor at the top and Veloce in 10th. But the drivers that do not advance, Herbago, he'll be starting 11th, B-Tech 11 will be starting 12th, Kinsey Retro will be starting 13th, Lowe will be starting 14th. Matty was here after a crash, now he'll be locked into a 15th place starting spot.
Yeah, there's a couple of surprises there. I mean, Lowe's a big surprise, obviously, because I mean, he does. The thing is with Lowe, he's really good, but crashes a lot. And Matty was here, that's a big surprise for Matty, crashing out, but it's a crash, isn't it? It happens. Herbago is an X3 reserve, so it's not a big surprise. And then B-Tech and Kenzie. I mean, I know B-Tech struggled with the game a little bit, so that. But Kenzie, I mean, Kenzie for P13 is decent. It's not like he's miles back, and he's not miles off the pace. So he's 7 tenths out of. He was only 7 tenths out of qualifying, getting through to qualifying. So it's not an easy track either. This track is a very slidey one.
Pre-qualified.
So, 10 cars shooting for the final positioning in the final 5 rows here. 12-minute session, and the question is going to be who gets the top spot. And more importantly, to answer that question, who has enough good tires left that can get them a proper pole position?
Right then. So let's have a little more another prediction then, Mr. Insane. Pole position, what lap time do you reckon it's going to be?
128.5. 128.585 if you want to get super exact.
So I'm going to do something. I reckon they're not going to beat their Q2 time. So I reckon we're going to see a 28.7.
Alright, well, we'll see. I don't normally make predictions or stuff, but we're early.
It's only between us, isn't it? It's a little bit of fun.
Yeah, watch it split us again, yeah.
It's only between us, it's a little bit of fun.
Do we know what the pole time was for the X1 race earlier today?
I can surely find out for you. Let me give you a second. I have that information. And I just need to find it. If my thingy lets me. If it does, if it's not on here, I'll go and watch the stream back and I'll see. It doesn't look like they showed.
I mean, it's fine. You don't have to break your rear to find the information.
Well, I've got my laptop open anyway, so it's no big deal.
Well, right now on track, everyone with the exception of Franz is on circuit trying to do an outlap. There's relatively respectful gaps between everyone right now, so I think we're going to see probably about 6 or 7 laps right off the bat. We'll be curious to see who ends up spinning out, and then the question after that becomes, okay, well, who has the tires to go for a proper flyer after this? Because this is more of a banker lap.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, Franz. I mean, I taught Franz a few things, like as in looking after and not going out super early with Q3, because you're only going to get 2 runs in anyway. And if you go out with like 7 minutes left or like 7.5 minutes left, everyone that's done their hot lap, see, and they'll be coming in, so you have a free track to your lap, and then that'll be a banker. Then you can always go flying the last one.
I'll go ahead and add to that. Franz is now coming down pit lane, and he's timed it to where it looks like he's going to be behind his teammate Laser when Laser is on a cooldown lap. So he might, there might be a tow that Laser gives Franz on Laser's cooldown lap, because that will coincide with Franz's flyer.
It's a South African tow. South African Dream Team, shall we say? I don't know if we want to go Dream Team too far, but yeah.
I don't think anything that comes out of South Africa in the last 2 or 3 decades could be considered a dream, so.
I don't know. The rugby team's somewhat decent. But yeah, let's go then for lot 8. Go around the fast right-hander into sector 3. Well, we're going to guarantee see someone spin there in the race.
Alright, coming down the non-DRS straight, Veloce has 1 more corner left, and then he will set the time that everyone else will be chasing. His time will be followed right afterwards by Scaly or Sugar, followed by ABS Fan. At the line, XRL Veloce will go ahead and set 129.918. Here comes Scaly or Sugar, and the Mercedes, he will challenge that with a 129.917. So 1,000th of a second difference. Here comes ABS Fan. He will be 131.127, well off the pace. Now we turn our focus to Shakari. He will come out of the final corner, and Shakira, with those tires that aren't lying, will set a time of 129.100. Now we see a Haas coming in as the other Haas is backed out.
128.482.
That was faster than anything I was saying.
Yeah, the fastest lap in X1 was a 28 flat. 2 cars set that time. There's a 28.08013 and a 28.05030 were the 2 laps in X1. Good job, you've already set a decent lap time then. That was crossing the line with an Alpine of Jeebus John with a 129.573. Next car across the line will be Joe Pelli in the Alfa Tali. It's not Joe Pelli, but well, it used to be Joe Pelli, now XRL Pelli, so but yeah, his name's actually Joe Pelli, so there you go. Here goes P3,
129.144. And now the focus goes to Franz in the Haas with a completely clear track ahead.
Yeah, turn 6 into turn 7. Turn 6 into turn 7. So Lisa invalidated his first run, so he will only really have now 1 more shot, I think.
ABS Fan has improved on his second lap, so that'll put him above Scalar Sugar, so the Ferrari goes up into 5th.
Mate, he sets a 130 flat torpedo and he's 8th. I bet he's loving life right now. So I'll say now though, pole for X1 was a 128 flat. So far pole here's a 28.4. And I think X3 was a 28.8, wasn't it? 28.9?
Franz 129.0.
6.7. So that's Franz through. Fans on second place, sorry, on the front row of the grid. His teammate has just come out behind him. I wonder if Franz are going to try and give him a tow on the actual exit of the final corner. That could be a little bit of a play there.
That might work.
Not going to be a great tow, but Franz is going to have to box, isn't he? So he's going to have 1 more run next.
I mean, anything you can give your teammate at this point would be great. If Franz gives Laser a good tow out of the final corner, that could be enough to get Laser respectable time. Right now, with the exception of Torpedo, everyone is within the
needs time.
129s.
At the moment, I think Laser just needs the time, really.
Scalar Sugar's already come back out into the circuit.
ABS fan will be boxing, same as Franz, I would expect. They won't be improving on their lap times on 3-lap-old tyres, so.
To the top of the hill is Franz. We'll see Laser following behind. They're not quite as close as I thought they would be, but we might see Franz back out here on this straight so Laser can get a tow. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, there's not going to be any tow, so Laser's just basically going to have the entire circuit empty.
Oh, he's gone deep on that exit as well. It's got super deep. He's not going to have a great exit at that corner, so he's lost a bit of time there. So he's going to start a lap a bit down. And just for the X3
only one
drivers,
other car on track right now, and that's over at Sector 3, while Laser's already deep into Sector 1.
Just a thing for the X3 drivers, if any of them are listening and watching. The fastest laps, Dave has posted a little picture with all the fast laps on there, so if you want to see them after the glitches, he's done that for everybody, so thank you Dave for that.
Less than 4 minutes left and only 2 cars are on circuit. I would think that you'd start seeing people ahead of everyone else. There we are. Now we're seeing it. We're seeing an Alpine coming down, so that would be Jabez John coming down the line. He is not alone. I believe that is one of the Ferrari-powered cars that are going to be following him.
No, I mean, you can leave the pits with about 2 minutes 30. And you'll have enough time to come round and do your lap with about 20 seconds to spare.
But you don't want to have to come out that late because then you run the risk of being held up by other people and missing your time.
No, you want to come out as late as you possibly can. You want to be that last car crossing the line before the clock runs out, because that will be the best conditions for the track. That is pretty much what TT track conditions is like, or supposed to be. So you really want to be the last car crossing that line and start the hot lap.
Alright, Laser, 130.032.
Yeah, P9. I don't think he's going to be able to do another lap now either, unless he's going to do a cool down lap and try and get his battery back, but he's got no fuel, so that is his qualifying done, so he's probably going to start in 10th position. I think Torpedo might beat that.
Here comes Scalar Sugar to the line.
Yeah,
he was up by 2/3 of a second at the end of Sector 2 alone, so Sugar should jump up.
Hello.
Second,
29.
129.053, but no one is touching Taylor right now.
Yeah, they will do though. They will do. I mean, Pelly's not left the pits yet. Actually, I'm surprised. Pelly is coming out of the pits now. So is Jeebus John. Not Jeebus John. Is that actually who's that other? Is that Shikari? It is Shikari. So there you go. Shikari and Pelly's coming out of the pits. Actually, is that Shikari?
Alright,
actually,
AVS fan and Jabez. AVS fan is crossing the line, and Jabez John is crossing the line as well, so they're starting their final runs.
Jeebus John could be one to watch here. He did a cracking timing in Q2. He did a 28.5, didn't he? So he's not okay. He might not put the pressure on Taylor, but you never know. He could find a couple of tenths. Haas is going very slowly through the final corner.
Red Bull's trying to do some shenanigans. Both Shikari and Torpedo coming out almost at the exact same time.
Problem is they can't really do anything now because they're both on a lap. Yeah, they're not really going to be able to do nothing.
It's just chance that we're both out at the same time.
There's not a lot of time. Oh, and John spins on his lap.
That's Jeebus John. That is probably his. He might be able to rush around. He's got 1 minute 12 to get around to do another lap. He might be able to do it. AVS fan is on a lap, and I don't know. Let's see if he's up. Someone spun at the final. Oh no, someone letting someone pass. Is he up? AVS 5 tenths up. Just done well.
Yeah, he's up by a significant amount. Now that's not going to be enough for AVS to challenge for pole, but he is definitely up on time.
Jump him up above Jeebus John though. Jump him up 1 position as it stands. But how much time did he lose on that final corner though? Because he could have lost like 3 or 4 points.
That was a very wide entry right on top of the curbs. Yeah, 129.190. Veloce in the middle of a lap right now. Pelly just beginning his lap. Taylor out on circuit trying to improve. Scalar Sugar in a very interesting position because he's going for another lap. This is the lightest the car is going to be, but the tires are going to be a little bit worn.
Oh shit, 4, 3.
Oh no, and Shikari makes it to the line, but Torpedo was not able to make it. Torpedo does not get a chance to improve on his time. So drama and anger in the Red Bull camp as Shikari leaves his teammate Torpedo out to dry, and Torpedo...
That's such a Ferrari strategy.
Veloce improves on his time, but he's still locked into 8th right now.
I'm on board with Pelly. He's going around the fast. Invalidated. He's done. So Pelly.
ABS man has invalidated his also.
Jeebus John is spun, so his qualifying is done as well. Shikari is down 3/10. Franz, is he up on his time? He is probably. It's him and Sugar.
Scalar Sugar is down on time. He's not going to improve.
So it's down to Franz. It's just Franz. He's Taylor up.
128.362. I don't think anyone else is going to get into the 28s except him.
It sucks that he's not going to be full. He's not a full-time driver. Yeah, I know he's going to reserve. I've seen that. He's just messaged me to confirm. So it sucks. I think he'd have a massive chance to win the championship here. Franz, then.
Like you're basing the entire championship run off of one race. That's a big. That's a big gambit.
He's not because he's a reserve driver. He's not going full time. Franz crossed the line, and it is a 28.5. So we have a 28.5.
128.966.
Yeah, so
for Shikari. Only 3 drivers make it into the 28s at the end of Q3, while we saw about half of the grid make it into the 28s in Q2. So yeah, tire management really, really iffy for a large portion of the grid.
Yeah, so I had a funny feeling that they wouldn't beat the times they set in Q2. I don't know why. It just seems to be like that sometimes. I don't know why. Really? Really?
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't explain for me then, does it? Because I was sucked in Q3, but faster in Q2 too, so okay, yeah.
Maybe you're just too deep into your own head.
Taylor on pole with a 128.362. Franz second. Third is Shikari. 4 is Sugar. 5 is Pelly. 6 is AVES. 7 is Jeebus John. 8 is Veloce. 9 is Laser. And 10 is Torpedo. Remember, we have a 5-minute break now. And they all have a fresh choice of tyres. It is a medium hard or hard medium. There may be a couple of people doing a medium soft, but it is not the fastest strategy. The fastest is a medium hard. Okay, we're going at 1 minute past. 9.
Alright, so now it's just the wait, and hopefully we don't need a lobby reset like they did in X1 and X3 earlier today. So real quickly, as we look at the race director, try and see what everyone's tire strategy is. Again, I'm not a big fan of how it has pretty much limited everyone to just doing medium hard or hard mediums, because right now you look at the entire grid, everyone at the moment is primed to start on mediums with the exception of Yun, who will be starting 18th on hards. So it's just, it takes out a lot of the strategy and a lot of variability in the strategy. I'd rather have a scenario where it's like Q1 you're required to run hards, Q2 you're required to run mediums, Q3 you're required to run softs, just so that we have more soft tires available for the race and you can do a lot more stuff with them. But that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I did hear you about hards and mediums and all that in qualifying. I don't like that either, but what I would prefer is if they use the tyres that what the tyres you qualify on, you use in Q3.
I would like that also. If you had,
Because I think that'd be more fun. But then like
Q3, you had to start the race, and I think that'd be great also. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
there.
but apparently they did that a few years ago. I can't remember them doing that in Real F1, but apparently they have done it before. But all the cars that are but not the big teams like Red Bull, Ferrari, and then Merc, all just basically said screw Q3 and all just did their laps on the slower compound tyre. So they didn't worry about getting pole or anything like that, or being higher up in the grid. But the way I think is, I mean, what they could do is just give them championship points in Q3 to make them want to be higher up in the grid. Give them incentive or something. But I mean, there is I understand why.
Well, to be fair,
when
I'm brainstorming. To be fair, when I'm brainstorming about alternate things for F1 in an XRL broadcast, usually, not always, but usually I'm doing it with the mindset of improving or changing the way races flow for XRL, for a video game series, not for real-life Formula 1. Real-life Formula 1, none of that matters. 95% of the races is decided by the car, 4% is decided by strategy, 1% is decided by the driver. So
I wouldn't say fully that, because look at Hamilton and Russell in that Merc is over a second off the pace, but they're still there or thereabouts. So I mean, I would still have the driver's ability there at some point, but yeah, it's not like it's like half and half like IndyCar and stuff like that, where the cars are all equal, or like F2 and F3, where the cars are all like race spec.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you mean.
Well, for right now, we're just standing by and waiting to get underway for the race itself. But yeah, but again, everyone's starting on the medium tires right off the bat. Now, one advantage of doing that compared to Yun starting on the hards, you start on the mediums will get up to temperature a little bit faster than the hards, and you can make those mediums run a long time. For Yun, he's at the back of the grid on the hards, as long as he doesn't botch the first few corners on dead cold tires, because we won't have a formation lap. As long as Yun doesn't botch on those dead cold tires, the race will gradually come to him. Doubly so, you have 18 cars on track. We're almost guaranteed that somebody's going to end up knocking her off or damaging part of their wing, and Yun will probably pick up a few positions from that as well.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is starting on hards is if there's a safety car like lap 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, because they can all box to the hards and go to the end, where he won't be able to. That is what hits the spot had happened to him, and he had to hope there would be a later safety car, which there was in X3. That's why he managed to save himself. That's how he managed to save it. Whereas if there was no safety car, his spot would have been in serious trouble. He would have to try and come through like 7 or 8 cars, the same as Schumacher would have had to.
Before that yellow flag happened in the X3 race, X was in position to at least come home third. It's not a win, but it would have still been a respectable drive.
Yeah, but he had the race in his hands, didn't he? He had both hands on it.
I hate to say it, but to be fair, that's how racing goes.
Yeah, I know.
You can have the best car, but some weird shenanigans can happen, and you can get screwed out of it. That's just real-life racing.
Make sure they remember him.
I'll put it in the thing. Okay. Good luck, everybody. I forgot how to start. That's alright.
All right, as now the cars are brought onto the circuit. Again, everyone's going to be starting on dead cold tires, so keep an eye on Gunn. He's going to have to struggle really hard to get those things up to temperature. But at the front is a Williams and a Haas. 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out and away we go. Jump drive-through penalty for Taylor, for he jump-started, and there's been chaos. 2 cars have spun at the back of the grid as well, and everything has gone absolutely sideways. Fran, Sha'Carri, Sugar, all trying to make something happen. It is chaos in the upper to the rear of the field. Aston Martin around, Herbago very nearly spun in front of the entire field.
I always say that happened because of Taylor's drive-through penalty. He tried to let everybody pass, and he should have just got off the racing line to do that. But in the end, he's caused a load of cars and someone around.
That was Boothie.
Boothie. Was there contact, or was that just him on his own? Was he got squeezed? There's a strategy: medium hard or soft medium. I mean, it says soft medium hard. You ain't gonna do that, are you? Taylor, Torpedo up 5 places. Kenzie's up 6. Great starts for them. Also, Lowe's up 5. Max up 4. So is Young. Young's up 3 now. Actually, he's fighting with Taylor, but Taylor's got a drive-through, which is not really going to matter for him. There's really much point in fighting too hard. You've got a drive-through.
Well, at the end, Gunn, Maddie was here, and Boothie all ended up swapping the hards on the start.
Someone's trying to get off track, and he's just taking the Merc out. He was trying to get off track, and the Merc was off track as well. So, I mean, yeah. There was a Merc trying to get off the, I think it was a Herbago trying to get off the track because he spun, and the Merc went off track to avoid him. I don't think Matty hit him, but he lost a bit of time. Don't think he's got damage. I can't see it.
Well, with all the chaos that has happened lap 1, from the line on, Lowe, who made it into the top 10, has to pit to repair damage, and so does Taylor to serve that drive-through. But Yun has now gone from dead last up 11th on hard tires, and the race will only continue to come to him. Boothie in 13th, recovering already from that spin. Taylor in 14th, he's put on medium tires, and he'll obviously want another yellow flag to bunch the field up. Lowe threw on hards, Laser threw on soft tires, so Laser and B-Tech, who also put on softs, both are betting that yellows will happen sooner rather than later. Herbago went ahead and threw on hard tires. Sha'Carri right behind Scalar Sugar right now, trying to make something happen. No DRS yet. DRS will be enabled on the following lap, but as it stands right now, if DRS kicked in right now, we would have a massive DRS train from 2nd all the way down to 7th position.
Absolutely as I say crazy start to the race.
As I say that, Sugar is now actually starting to stretch out the gap against Sha'Carri, and Sha'Carri's falling into the grips of the Ferrari of ABS fan. Ooh, Sha'Carri deep under braking, got right behind Sugar, but also caused him to miss the apex of 1. He does close in just a bit in 2 and 3. He is within DRS range, so he will be able to use DRS to try and pull away from the Ferrari behind him, but Sha'Carri is not close enough to really muster a charge against the Mercedes in 2nd place at the moment.
Also a big fight for P8. Kenzie's holding off Air Max and also Joe Pelly, or XRL Pelly. I keep saying Joe Pelly because I'm so used to it being called Joe Pelly.
I still call Schumacher Schumi, even though he doesn't have Schumacher in his name right now, so...
I've known him for so long. Someone's gone. Someone's gone. Alfa Romeo, I believe.
That's Veloce!
And he's back underway, but he's been passed by Kenzie, Air Max and Pelly. He's now involved in this fight. He's got to remember though, he's got cold tyres now. Well, actually he's got hot tyres. Used to people saying cold tyres, he's got tyres now. So there is now a 4-car train for P7.
Air Max looked at making a move on Kenzie, going into that corner, but was not willing to commit to it.
Someone else is gone. McLaren, Lowe's gone. Turn 5.
Oh, and Air Max has just gone to the back of Kenzie and just dumped him.
More contact
Kenzie gets
and
dumped. and knocked into the inside wall, and Kinsey is going to be absolutely fuming over that, and rightfully so.
Oh, we can't really do nothing apart from report it. There's nothing else we can do. No point going off about it because it ain't gonna make no difference. Torpedo on AVS. At the end of the day, with lap 4, you got 25 laps to go. Plenty of time to get back in this race. I mean, I spun in X3 and I lost like 7 places because of it, but I managed to come back through the field. So they know that Shikari is back on sugar now, and that is for P3 and 2. Sorry. Also, AVS is on the back of Torpedo, so both Red Bulls are either attacking or defending. Oh, what's going on? Is that someone going slow? That is an Aston Martin going very slowly. Ravago.
Right on board with Air Max, you can see Veloce is right there behind him, putting pressure. Pelly is on the other end. Ooh, big twist from Veloce. So Veloce really having trouble applying power. The rear of that car just wants to keep stepping out every time it puts the power down, and that seems to be why he's spun earlier. Meanwhile, in fourth, AVS fans in position to potentially get a DRS run on Torpedo for that spot. The top 3 have all kind of spread out evenly amongst each other. So right now, 4th and 5th is the most active battle on track near the front. James John in 6th, who who had issues. I should say spun, but he had issues earlier. He's already recovered up to 6 and might even be able to snipe in position here if these two hold each other up.
For P4, AVS should have the overtake with the DRS. And DRS, and he does, up into P2. Does he get, oh, P4, sorry. Does he hold on to it, though? Because he's got to try and get the X. Then there's contact. Torpedo just tugged him around.
And that promotes
James
John up to 4th.
A few people could get penalties here. That's the second one now we've seen where we've been tagged. Little tiny bit of contact that spun him around. So Torpedo, yes, he has hold on to P5, but he's also caused AVS to spin. That means Jeebus John is up to 4. Torpedo's now 5. AVS is now 6.
A little bit farther down the grid. And a little bit farther down the grid, XRL Yun is in 10th. He is on hard tires. Right behind him is Matty, who is also on hard tires. Kinsey in 12th behind is on mediums, and he wants to, after getting dumped himself, he's trying to get his way back into the points paying position, but it's not going as well as he'd like.
But I mean, say he got spun around, but at least he's still back. He's still there or thereabouts for the top 10. But of course, both hard runners are in front of him, are both on different strategies.
So with that spin, where after Torpedo dumped AVS Fan, it's kind of causing interesting shenanigan in the back half of the points paying spots. AVS Fan is 6th, Airmax 7th, Veloce 8th, Pelly 9th. All of them have DRS on each other.
And Taylor moves up to P13. But yeah, I mean, we've got a few people now that are actually the quick guys are at the back here. Like Pelly's there, so is Tyler. I mean, Laser's there, and Laser was up in the top 10 as well. They're all at the back here. So Laser and VTech both went on to soft compound tyres. They're on 3-lap old. They're getting close to being race speed done. Back on Taylor is Boothie back up to P13. Taylor's going to fight straight back here probably with DRS straight back at him. Taylor does, and Taylor moves back up into P13. Little fight here, but yeah, so those soft runners will be boxing within the next probably 7 or 8 laps probably, but that is the wrong tyre to be on. Just not quick
To be
enough.
fair, I understand why they went onto the softs. They were under the impression with how chaotic that first lap was.
Safety car,
Surely
yeah.
you would expect a yellow flag sooner rather than later. It's just not happened. But look at this train from 6th to 9th. AVS, Airmax, Veloce, Pelly, and no one can make any moves on each other because the DRS kind of keeps everyone neutralized.
Well, the only one that would be under pressure would be AVS because of that, but AVS is over a 9/10 faster. Why is there a yellow flag? Someone has gone, and that is an Alpine. I think that might be Boovie.
Around.
Unlucky Boovie. He's having a real struggle today. I mean, it's a dodgy track. I mean, it's so much more slide. I mean, I did Jeddah earlier, mucking around, and I had loads more grip around Jeddah than what I do around here.
Yeah, but the difference is,
Romeo.
wow, Veloce really slow getting on the throttle, and Pelly had had to make an absolute dive to get by him. Torpedo also has pitted farther up the grid. And something has happened to Franz. Franz has spun. Your leader has spun coming out of turn 2. And that gives Scalar Sugar the lead with XRL Shikari second. James John now up into third.
Yeah, Franz spun on the exit of turn 3. And that is also, Torpedo is also boxed. I wonder if it's a broken wing. Let's have a look. If that was damage for Torpedo, or if that was just the thingy pit stop. I want pit stops, not that. Yeah, so front wing change for Pelly, Herbago, Laser, VTEC, and Low, all boxed to put on new front wing tires. New front wing tires. Yeah, new front wing.
Well, AVS fan has broken away from Air Max. He is now caught behind Franz. Franz has been one of the fastest drivers all day, but he has made a mistake while the man up in front, Scalar Sugar, along with second place Shikari, they have not made mistakes yet. It seems like the same as X3, same as Dev, the same as just racing in general. The men who make the fewest mistakes end up finding themselves near the front.
Pretty much like, well, say I made that little mistake, but I managed to come back because I didn't make any more mistakes. But yeah, if you don't make any mistakes, you're going to be up there. That's why Laser was at the front there. Simmons hits the spot. And who was the third place person? Gusty. They didn't. Well, Gusty actually, yeah, Gusty got involved in something, didn't he? So Gusty did get involved, but yeah, hits the spot and Laser were 1 and 2 because they didn't get involved in incidents, and that is pretty much what Sugar and Shikari haven't done really yet. I will not say too much because touch wood. I don't like jinxing people. That's why I don't say too much when they're like, oh, they haven't crashed yet, and then they're bang, they're dead. But yeah, so
AVS fan has already lost touch with Franz. So Franz is absolutely in a league of his own pace-wise. He's already gapped AVS fan. So AVS is back under threat from Air Max and Pelly. Veloce has completely fallen off the back of that. So Veloce, his setup has really caused him struggles to put power down. This is not going good for him.
You say that Franz, okay, he might be faster, but he's also pulled 11 seconds behind the race leader, though. So that's the problem. He's lost him 11 seconds. Velocity's gone.
Ah,
whoa!
That's well off.
Back corner. Oh, did he catch the outside curb?
Well, someone did catch an outside curb. XRL Low has spun out of the final corner, and he's dead last right now.
Laser's back in the pits again. He's out on hard tyres. He can go to the end on those hards. But did he box for softs when he boxed earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. So there you go. That's how long the softs lasted. It did not last very long. He had a good pit stop.
The
though.
counterpoint
He
to
had
that,
a nice purple pit stop, 2.2 seconds.
The counterpoint, though, for Laser is that, yeah, sure, he's on hards. I'll make him to the end, but even under a yellow flag, he is so far behind the rest of the grid. He will be caught at the back of the field and can't do anything. Veloci has gone around again and very nearly gets run into by Kenzie Retro. So Veloci has spun himself multiple times out of the top 10 positions.
Yeah, I mean, you say that about Laser. Yes, he would be that, but I'm saying he's going to be 25 seconds pit stop. He'll be back in, once everybody boxes, he'll be about 14th position. So he is there or thereabouts. I mean, Torpedoes again is also going to be around about in 8th by the time everyone's boxed. So he isn't there. They're going to be there, but it's just they're pretty much praying for a full safety car.
Watch this fight from 10th to 12th. Taylor has caught Veloci and Kinde. He is way faster than both of them, but he is in the back of a little DRS train as Veloci and Kinde keep throwing their cars at each other, and it just blocks the track and doesn't give Taylor a chance to really get through, despite being at least a second a lap faster.
Yeah, Kenzie rode way too much of that inside.
Oh, wow!
Right turn,
that
Clyde.
is a spin!
All we want to do now is put a nice little dress around Veloci, and then you've got a ballet dancer. That's how much he spun today. Like, Kenzie's trying to defend the inside line, but he's going to get switched backed because he's gone too deep. And there you go. And that is Taylor up to P10 into the points playing positions.
Yeah,
McLaren of
Taylor's
Low has spun at turn 3.
Recovering Low around again.
Another one that needs to be a ballerina or something.
At this point, Low is at threat of maybe going a lap down to Scalar Sugar. Well, I do want to go ahead and say this also. No yellow flags thus far today, not even VSCs. Yun, who started last on hard tires, the race continues to come to him. He is now in 8th position. Yeah, no front wing left on Veloci. He's not dead yet, but he's going to fall significantly behind. He's going to fall to 16th, 17th position.
Box and put hards on and hope for a safety car comes out or something, and then you can catch back up. But yeah, pretty much now hards for him. That's the only way he can get a guarantee going to the end and then hope for a safety car. Pretty much, if he goes to hards now and gets a safety car, comes out in the next 3 or 4 laps, he's alright. But at the moment, his race is not looking good.
Boothie spinning again in Sector 1.
They're all spinning, but they're literally spinning all by themselves and not causing any damage to anyone. And that's a Red Bull, and that's Taylor's gone.
Taylor has spun out now of his own downhill. And that lets Kinsey get back into the point-paying positions.
Let's go, Kenzie. Go, boy. Pelly is slowly gaining on ABS fan for P5. This is slowly gaining, but it's just trying to get back on the gearbox of him. Problem is for Pelly, he's got no ERS. And Low, is that Low or Young? Low's gone at turn 2, but he's managed to bring it back on again, but he's yellow flags, but he is back underway. He's lost a lot of time though. Oh, and
looking
out the pits,
around in turn 1, and this is it. He will go down a lap now as Scalar Sugar powers by. Sha'Carri will now power by.
And the race isn't over though. If the safety car comes out, I mean, they will all box and he will be able to unlap himself, but pretty much now he's going to have to follow them. Can't really overtake them, otherwise he's just going to ask him for trouble.
Nope. He doesn't have it. He does not have the ability to keep that car under him. I would not be surprised if we see Veloce just spear himself into a wall to get into his race, because at this point it's just pure suffering.
They'll get a race ban for that. You don't do that. That's you start doing that, as we've been banned from league for doing that. The problem is, I mean, the thing is, the race can come back to him if literally if safety car comes out and get back in the race. He just needs to calm the car down. But he's definitely having a problem here. Whether it's a setup problem or something, but he's definitely not got no grip whatsoever. It's like he's driving on glass. ABS and Pelly still fighting, and this is the only fight that's within a second, apart from Matty and Young maybe. 8-10 separate them two, but Pelly just cannot get under half a second. He keeps staying between like 5.5 to 600.
Young has just kind of held a similar gap to Matty, but I think in this case it's just a matter that these two drivers know that if they start fighting each other, they'll harm each other. Right now, Young and Matt are just betting on making the race run long and then throwing on mediums later on. They will be some of the fastest cars in the final stint of the event. Now, that's a big guess, a big hope to hope that the race stays green to the end, but at the rate they're going, Young and Matty could well be on their way to top 5 finishing positions.
Easily could be up there, but they also remembered as well they're going to start in the box soon. We're now 11 laps in, so this is the 12th lap they're on, so they box in this or next lap. Alfa Romeo's gone again.
Veloce off again.
Well, if you're going to have a bad day, you may as well have them all in one day.
BTEC 11 has spun at the top of the hill, and this drops him to 15th behind Herbago.
Yeah, those softs will be roasted and done. It's probably, he needs to, well, I mean, what's he can go medium to the end now. They can go 17 laps, but they're still not going to be very happy doing them, but they can go that distance. It's probably going to be hard though. Still going on though is Matty's now on the back, actually right on the gearbox of Young, and yeah, Alfa Romeo's gone again. Right then, so Young, can he defend against Matty? Matty's within 3/10. How much ERS has Young got? 40%. Matty's
Pelly
got
is the closest he's been to ABS for a while now. But then ABS just puts the power down a little bit better out of the corners, and that's enough to keep Pelly behind.
It's not that. Pelly's got no ERS. He's got less than 30, like about 10% ERS, where ABS has got like 50%. That's the problem. You can't. The ERS this year is so important. You need to have over 25% ERS for basically during the entire race. You go less than that, you'll lose so much space. And there you go. Then this is
here comes
Matty.
Young defends the inside. Matty outside, Howard under braking.
I think ABS has had a problem. ABS has just been passed by Pelly. ABS has been passed by Pelly. And Air Max has got... What has happened there? Pelly has just got past ABS and Air Max. And Air Max is now in front of ABS.
I think ABS may have had a spin and we just didn't catch it.
Yeah,
on
but
our
it looks
end.
like he might have spun
Young
and
Matty
held
playing on
up
one-
the car and held up ABS, and Pelly's taking advantage of it. Fair play to Pelly. Take it where you got it. Tyler's on the back of Kenzie again. This is another fight from the before. Taylor got him on the switchback on the downhill left-hander, and then Taylor spun the next lap. So Kenzie's got a bit deep there. So Taylor's moved right on his gearbox now. Taylor's going to try on the outside. Whoa, turn 3 again. And there you go, it's going to be exactly the same again. Taylor on the inside, and Taylor goes back up into P10. Kenzie's now 11th. Same corner, and this is now the fight with
Shikari
ABS.
pitting out second. James John pitting out third. James John 5-second penalty for speeding in the
Big.
pit lane. And Beloche out of
Safety
the
car.
race. Is that a yellow flag?
There you go.
Yes, it is.
Safety car. That is perfect timing for Shikari. That is absolutely perfect. No, it's not, mate. You're in the pits. Yeah, you're in the pits. Absolutely perfect. That's helped a bit, pretty much. That
No,
is
it's
just
not.
absolutely
No, it's
screwed.
not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because Scalar Sugar was past the pace car when the pace car came out. So Scalar Sugar can keep and
Drive
manage. Oh,
through.
Airmax has got a penalty for speeding under the safety car. So
Whoa,
he'll have to
watch
do a
out,
drive through.
watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. He's on the racing line.
But
versus race
Scalar.
He's just got a
Scalar
drive
Sugar
through,
is
so he did
going to
something,
be
so I
able to
don't know
manage a gap against everyone else. So
and
this is
Shikari's
perfect
just
for
spun
him.
it. Shikari's just spun on safety car.
Oh.
Just passed him. You're lucky,
And John
yeah.
has time penalties against him. Everything's literally just fallen into Scalar Sugar's lap perfectly.
Yeah, we're saying the thing is, I mean, the people that it's helped the most, is Young and Matty. They're going to be on mediums, and they're going to be right on the gearbox of the top 7. And 2 of them have got time penalties, and Air Max got a drive-through, of course, so Air Max is going to go to the back. And Air Max can't serve that drive-through until he's in the pits. Why has Kenzie gone to mediums, and why has Boothie gone to mediums? Softs. They won't go to the end. They won't go 15 laps.
They may be betting on another yellow flag coming later to jump onto another set of softs.
No, the formation lap I did post in the chat, in the announcements, Taylor, it is glitched. We had to take it off, otherwise there will be no fastest laps and they will be glitched out. That's why we had to turn it off. It was put in announcements, and it was also posted in the poll as well in X2. There will be no formation lap. It was posted twice.
Alright, the Sugar fans and Pelly. I imagine Air Max will pit as well now just to get onto the hard tires to go to the end. Gabe John ahead of Shikari, although he does have a 5-second penalty. John will go up into the 2nd position. Shikari up into 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, the formation.
I invited Veloce, and the invite, it didn't tell me when he was in.
It was in the party already, wasn't it? It was in the party before. It was in the party with the race.
Yeah.
He didn't leave the party.
Well, oh, he was? Oh.
Yeah, yeah. But say, I mean, what I was on about with Shikari and Atlas saying that it was the perfect timing for him. What is Young doing? But yeah, so what I was saying, it was okay. Yes, I mean the cars in front were going to box anyway, but he wasn't going to lose anything. Whereas if he boxed and then come out, he would have lost time more. He didn't lose the advantage as like he would have done if the safety car was out after he boxed.
So the field's still very much spread out. I don't think we're going to be going green until probably lap 17 or so, just considering how spread out it is.
Where is?
To put this in perspective, Franz has just
Did
now
Lowe unlap
caught
himself?
the
Oh,
rear
Lowe
of
hasn't
the
unlapped himself,
field.
so Lowe's a back marker, and where is he between? He is between the Merc and, so yeah. If Sugar's there, he might be able to try and let Lowe unlap himself, otherwise Lowe is a lap down. And so we're waiting for B-Tech to catch up, and B-Tech is just crossing the start-finish line now, so that's how far behind he is. So let's see, B-Tech is...
Yeah, like I said, we're probably not going to see the green flag
1 minute
until
30
about
behind.
lap 17.
Yeah, it's probably more than that. It might be. Don't forget, it doesn't always wait for people to catch up there, does it? Not always. If I was Booby though, I would box again. They ain't softy, they ain't gonna last, and if there's not, I don't know if there's gonna be another safety car. I'd be amazed if there is. We've only seen one so far in all 3 tiers. Well, actually, we've only seen We didn't see one in Dev. Actually, we've seen
We
two
saw
in Dev.
two in
two in Dev.
X3.
Sorry, yeah, 2 in Dev.
And we had 3 in Dev, mate. We had 3 in Dev.
3 in Dev, was it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention once I got murdered.
Yeah, about
We had-
Herbago's evil twin, Hergago.
Well, yeah. Well, enough said about that. The better, but yeah. I don't know. I don't think there was one in X1 from what I've seen. I mean, Greg, if you're watching the stream, was there a safety car in X1? I think there was actually 2 in X3.
Yeah, we had 2 in X3, so...
Yeah. And normally, X1 has the least amount of safety cars with Dev, so...
Alright, AVS fan has now caught the rear of the grid. XRL Yun has caught the rear of the grid. Matty was here has caught the rear of the grid. Torpedo has caught the back of the field. Taylor, it's taken forever, but he has finally caught the back of the grid. He is still outside the points right now, but he is on tires that are fresher than Torpedo's 10th, so I think Taylor will probably get back into the points. Kinsey Retro in 12th has not yet caught the back of the field, but he should be able to do that in the next few corners here.
Yeah,
but once you get behind them, Laser, Herbago, B-Tech, Boothy, they are a long way from catching the rear of the grid right now.
Yeah, well, they're down. No, they're not. They're only, what's in now? Well, yeah, they pulled 40 seconds though, so he's only about a quarter of a lap away now, 3/4 of a lap away. It was over a lap, so he's slowly catching up. But yeah, so it's probably gonna be the end of lap 17 and start of 18. We might come.
And all these laps under safety car will help the likes of Kinsey, who is still on soft tires, but I agree, those softs are not going to last to the end. Kinsey, I think, is betting big on another yellow flag,
yeah, and
but it's
Boothie's
not a bet I
done what
would feel
would've
comfortable taking.
Yeah,
Well, the
Boothie's
thing
done
is,
what
you
I
have
would've done. He would've
17.
boxed.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You have 17 cars on track still, 16 of them still on the lead lap. I wouldn't want to have to make extra stops if I had to. Now, if we only had, 12 cars or fewer, yeah, go ahead, throw softs on again for a late race sprint, but not with 17 cars. You're never going to get back into the points paying positions. Oh, Lowe's been disqualified for
he tried
trying to get
unlapping
back on the lead lap.
Yeah, lap himself. Unlucky Lowe. There's absolutely nothing we can do about that. Did it disqualify him, or did it just...
Yeah,
no, he hasn't been disqualified. He's still driving.
He's been disqualified. He's been disqualified.
Oh, it's still going now. Yeah, but it's still, I say it was still driving. It wasn't, normally just pulls off, but yeah. Right, so the thing is, I'm saying though with Kenzie, yes, if there's another safety car, it would work, but he would go to the back. He's going to give away 4 positions. Oh, I didn't realise the Ferrari safety car had a black rear thingy. It's got a black rear and a row, oh, and a black roof. Okay. Learn new things all day, but yeah. So then, let's quickly have a look
the good
at,
news is that this lets B-Tech 11 and 15th and Boothy in 16th finally catch the rear of the grid this lap, so we should be going green on lap 18 with 12 to go.
Right. Just a quick thing then. So Sugar's up 3 places, John's up 5, Shikari stays in 3rd, Franz is down 2, Pelly stays in 5, Air Max is up 11, but he's got a drive-through. His race is pretty much done, unless there's another safety car later on. He needs a safety car now, another one. AVS is down 1. Young is up 10. It's a great race for Young so far. He's up 10 places after his quali ban. Matty in 9 is up 6. Torpedo stays in 10. Taylor has just had a poor... He really hasn't recovered after the drive-through at the start of the race. He's down 10. Kenzie's up 1 in 12. So, I mean, anytime you go up a position in the race, it's always an improvement. Laser at 13 is down 4. B-Tech is down 2. And Herbago is down 4. Boothie stays in 16. DNS for Veloce and Lowe. Also, they're all going to actually be gaining 1 position, aren't they? Because Air Max is going to go to the back. If Air Max is smart, he'll serve his drive-through on the safety car restart. Once it goes green, he'll be able to serve it, so he should be serving it now. What is happening at the back? Why is Herbago and B-Tech? You can't overtake under the safety car, boys. You can't. I think...
Yeah, there's been some issue back there, but they're coming to the green flag. Alright, how does Scalar Sugar keep the field bunched up? Coming out of the final corner, he doesn't. He shoots out of the last corner like a cannon. There's nothing that James Young can do to fight back. Shikari is slowly trying to close the gap on James Young. France has already lost the top 3 as we are green once again here at Bahrain. Look at Matty was here. He wants to get by Yun going into the braking zone. Does he commit? He cannot commit. Yun will look to the outside of ABS. Man.
ABS, I think he just dropped it.
Oh,
ABS
and
just
that is
dropped it.
going to damage Young's car. And yet Fan is out.
No.
ABS and the Ferrari is out. And Kenzie ran right into him. And Kenzie's race is screwed as well now.
Yeah, ABS dropped it, and his ABS is out of the race. ABS dropped that.
Bold
and then
move
just lost
from
the,
Jan
just
that
dropped the back
squeezed
end.
ABS Fan off the racetrack, and there was nothing that Ferrari could do. He went around Jan and then got speared by Kenzie.
No. ABS dropped it. He lost his rear end and spun into Young. I watched the clip back. I clipped it. That's what happened. ABS dropped it. He just put the throttle down too much and spun the back end. Yeah, that's what our stream looked like from the clip. It looked like ABS put the power down, lost the back end.
Well, coming in at the party right now is
Did you include
ABS
your
Fan.
audio?
ABS, go ahead, include your audio. What happened
Matty's
from your
gone.
perspective as Matty was here has gone around now?
That
Sorry.
was a situation with cold hards, about a 160, and went into, as soon as I touched the throttle for turn 2, car came around and took everybody with me.
Yeah, I've seen that. There's nothing you could do there. As soon as I watched the clip back and your back end just spun and went with Young. And then Young got collected by the rest of them. There's not really much anyone could do that. It happens. Max into pits to do his drive-through.
All right, well, it's a shame to see that happen to you, ABS. Do you think you can rebound next week at Jeddah?
Sure. It's a good group of guys. Enjoy it. So we'll see how we do next week.
All right, thanks for being willing to jump in and talk with us, mate.
Appreciate you. Bye.
All right, Kinsey now throwing on hards because Kinsey doesn't have any more mediums he can go on at this point. Spin, is that
No, you only
Boothy?
get
I
one
believe
set,
that
don't you?
is Boothy. Yes, it is at the top of the hill. Well, Taylor,
He's still got a
all this
shout for a
chaos is promoted
point here,
Taylor
though.
up into the 7th position.
Yeah, Boothie's
Here
still
comes
got a chance
Pelly
of
on
points here, though.
France.
If he can just
Yeah,
keep
it
it clean a bit
can't,
more.
but...
There's always a chance.
Yeah, but this is X2, not X3. Here you
Doesn't-
don't, there's not really a lot of
this
betting on the
Boothie
improbable.
has better
X3 there is.
performances in X2 than X3. If you watched last season, his performances in X2, he scored more points. He scored twice as many points in X2 as a reserve than he did in X3 the entire season.
This is true. Yeah,
This is like
you
me
are-
in
this is
X1.
a
I scored
factual
more points in
statement.
X1 last season than I did in X2. Makes no sense. Shikari is now 7 tenths behind.
Yeah,
Jeeves
it
John,
does.
but
You're
Jeeves
not
John has a
you're not pushing as hard in the higher tier because you're more relaxed because you know there's not as much at risk, so you're able
I
to
actually
perform a bit
raced
smoother.
X3 like I raced X1 last season. Yeah, I just race it for fun. I don't care.
Yeah.
And people, obviously, the more you relax, the more you just treat the game as a fun game instead of having to like pretty much sweat the game. It's going to be more fun. Oh, and I say about Boovie. Why do I say about Boovie? Every time I talk about Boovie, he does something. And Max comes out in 14th after his drive-through.
So right now, the top 3 are all within about a second and a half of each other, but Jameson in second there has a 5-second time penalty that basically removes him from serious contention for this race win. The fight realistically is, can Shikari get by Jameson, then muster anything against Scalar Sugar, and Herbago has had an accident.
Rabago is out of the race, safety car.
And that's the same place that Lowe had his accident at. That's well down the order.
Same place.
Completely stop. I've got fucking 3 seconds of fucking delta.
That is, I don't know what's going on. Why people are, I don't get how they're going there. So what is Sugar going to do? Because now it can be soft to the end. This is exactly the same time the safety car come out in X3. So soft
But if
now
you
to
pit,
the
if you're
end.
up near the front and you pit because the field is so
No one
tight
else
together,
does.
you're going to lose a bunch of positions.
Thing is for Jeebus, Jeebus has to. Oh, Jeebus hasn't boxed. I would have boxed if I was Jeebus because of that time penalty. He can't get it removed now. Well, he couldn't anyway. He was
Pelly
going fault for
in
speeding.
5th.
There you go, Pelly.
Pelly in 5th. Yeah, he's pitting, but
Torpedo's
it looks
in.
like him and Torpedo are the only ones going to throw
B-Tech's
on tires.
in as well.
Here's the other thing, though. Oh,
Anyone at
but
the
here's
back
the thing.
should box.
They're going
Everyone
to
at the back.
pit. Yeah, but here's the thing. They could all go ahead, throw on softs. Those softs, by this point, already have wear on them. You're not going to be able to get anything fantastic out of them. They're already past their peak.
Not if they didn't use them. They might not use them. Don't forget, you get 5 sets in qualifying. You get 4 sets directly.
You only got 4.
No, you get 4 sets directly, and when you get to the Q3, you get an extra set, don't you? That 5th set on the right. If you use one of those sets in the Q3, as long as you use that last set on the right hand side in Q3, that's the set they throw away. So as long as you only use 4 sets out of the 5, you'll have a fresh set of softs. As long as you use the far right hand side ones in Q3, you'll have a fresh set.
Okay, that explains a lot more. I was not aware of that.
So pretty much you get 5 sets of softs. Well, pretty much you get 5 sets, but they throw 1 away, and then you get 1 set of softs and 1 set of mediums. Oh, what's he done?
And Shikari has
spun.
spun.
No, he's spun off track. So you're lucky. That is very lucky there for Shikari. He got that position, kept the position, even knowing really he dropped it. So. Lucky boy. Right then, Kenzie has boxed. But say the thing is now to help Kenzie as well, because it brought Kenzie back into it. I mean, yes, he's unlucky with the with what happened with AVS, but I mean, the problem is AVS dropped it and then collected Young and and then it collected another car, and it's just one of those chain reactions. Ooh.
All right, Shikari has been given his position back after the spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, because you were off track. When you spun, it'll all be down to, you'll have to sort that out with him. I don't know what it was. He might be better off just letting him back past. He's not passing you, so just go. Alright. It's best to do that because really, you were off track when you dropped it, so... It's up to, I mean, just talk to him after the race, we can't do nothing now, and just explain to him. Say that you were trying to give it back to him. But I'm pretty sure he's understanding that you are trying to, but be careful. The other cars behind Young is there as well, so it's up to Franz. It doesn't look like he's going to try and tash you, so otherwise he would have gone right beside you. So it looks like he's just happy to sit there. I don't know. We'll have to. I don't know.
I don't know if the game is going to wait until Kinsey catches the rear of the grid or not. If they do, we're going to be under yellow for a long time. But assuming they don't, assuming we go green once Boothie and Air Max catch the rear of the grid, we're going green with 7 laps to go. That would be enough time for everyone on soft tires to get the maximum use out of them if they are fresh. If we wait for Kinsey, though, I don't know. I'll say this. I think Laser, he's in 7th right now, but he's on the oldest
catch up
tires.
At the end of the next
he's
lap.
Gonna get screwed.
Safety car will guarantee be in next lap. It might not be in this lap, but it will be next. Kenzie will catch up with that gap. Right, just so people are not understanding what's going on. Shikari spun on the exit of the downhill left-hander, sorry, that we just got through, and was overtaken by Franz and Young. Well, Young partly, I think, but then he tried getting positions back. That is why they were swapping places. That's why Shikari let Franz back through to make it fair. Did Taylor overtake Kelly? Because that's something else just happened there as well, but okay. But say, just message Franz and then talk about it, alright, with the between tails. I mean, he's the EFR owner anyway, so like he's a nice guy. I mean, some people have problems with him, I don't know why. I mean, everyone has incidents with people, and then all of a sudden everyone's a bad person because he's had an incident with someone. But
so we will be going green with
next
6 laps to go, and at this point it seems like everyone's pretty much made their bet. Here comes Taylor into the pits now.
What's the thing? Why would you give up all those positions?
Because he knows he has hard tires, and with everyone on softs...
Guys, you can't go beside each other under safety car. What are you doing?
Well, here's the thing for Taylor. He was dead last of everyone still on old tires. He was guaranteed to get eaten up on the restart. You might as well jump into the back, put on some softs, and try and hope that you can pick up positions to get back into the points.
He should have done it last lap. He wouldn't have lost all the positions. He would have only lost like basically 3 or 4 of the positions. Now he's lost all of them.
Maybe the game didn't give him the opportunity to pit. Who knows? Stuff's weird. There's never any.
Kenzie is now 9 seconds back. He should catch up before they get to third sector, so we should be underway this lap, and it will leave us 6 laps of racing.
This is my opinion, at least. No one who is broad.
Scaler's gone.
Oh,
Scaler's gone. Scaler's
the
gone.
race leader has spun out of the top spot.
Now he's in trouble. Someone got yellow flag. That's ridiculous. Pelly, he was off track and facing the wall, and Pelly has to get the position back because he was a legal overtake. Pelly has to slam his brakes on, not get a penalty.
So will Sugar be enabled to get back to the front or not?
No, because he was spun around, so he doesn't. He can't have the positions back.
Well, that's what happened to Sha'Carri, though.
Yes, but Sha'Carri overtook someone that he wasn't supposed to. He could overtake Young because Young had the game told Young is legal overtake. For Franz, it wasn't. Franz was a legit pass.
Well, this now turns the race down into a fight between Franz and Sha'Carri because Davis John is going to have those 5 seconds he can't get rid of.
Mediums.
Those mediums aren't. I don't think those mediums are going to be good enough to get by both of the two ahead of them.
Well, we're about to find out. I got a funny feeling Pelly might win this race.
All right, coming out of the final corner. Here comes Franz. He lets Davis John go. Yun's around. I bloody told you so. Yun out of it.
Yeah, well, you didn't expect him to die, did you?
This is true, but I'll still say I told you so because I'm a piece of crap.
Told you so.
Laser to the inside of Scalar. Sugar trying to make the overtake on the outside. He gets it. Sugar back to the 4th position. Sha'Carri behind Franz behind Davis John.
And Pelly fighting for his life. He's now on the back of Laser. Lasers are sitting dark and it should be on the inside. He's going to have more grip on the exit. And Laser's going to be pushed wide, which means Laser's not going to have the grip as much as what Pelly's going to. And Pelly moves up into P5. Here comes Pelly, and you know he's going to be storming. He's got 5 laps to try and get through this.
Alright, coming into the party right now is XRL Young.
I've sent you a clip as well, Young.
Big
someone's gone!
Someone's
gone!
Start.
Matty's gone.
And that is Matty, who has just had, and Boothie. Matty and Boothie in an accident in the back of the grid, but we stayed great. Young, go ahead and include your audio. Big accident. What happened? Air Max is going to round out the top 10 positions now.
Jesus Christ, there's all going on.
So there's it.
Yeah, include your audio if you have.
It cut my throttle out. Already have. It cut my throttle out right before the safety car, right before we go, and so I was creeping on the throttle, and then it cut it back, and then it cut it back on. Like really quickly. It was really weird, and then I just spun.
I mean, we've seen the incident earlier with AVS as well. I've sent you the clip of it. AVS dropped the rear end. That's how he went into you. He didn't deliberately drive into you if you didn't want
yeah,
to.
No, I was a bit cheeky with that move.
Pelly, 132, 248 fast lap, sorry.
Definitely was a bit cheeky with that move there.
So I've sent you the clip there. I mean, the problem is, I say, it collected more cars. I mean, you had a good chance there as well because you were on mediums in 5th position, and I was there going, watch out for Young, he's on medium tyres, he's got a chance here, and then Insane was the one that jinxed you, alright? I'll blame Insane.
That's all good.
Bull
He
crap!
said, no, he won't.
I said Young was not going to get that win. Nothing against you, Young, but I did not think those tires were going to hold up. It's a shame that was a throttle issue, though, because it did look like you were on the drive of the day from dead last to what was looking to be a top 5 finish, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, and the safety car helped me out, and there's 2 safety cars in the medium tires, so I still had a lot of life left in those mediums. So you know, anything could have happened. Felt
someone's gone.
Pretty racy.
Was it an Alpha?
Taylor.
It's Williams. Taylor again. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, Jan, I do want to say thanks for being willing to jump in and talk with us. Shame to see that happen to you, mate. Hopefully things go a little bit more your favor next week.
You had a great race, so don't take that crash to heart because you had a good fight with it.
Oh, I didn't know.
So you're definitely, I mean, I know you're learning, you're struggling with the game, aren't you? We all are, but you're getting that after X and A as well, so you're definitely getting better. Yeah. So good job, man.
I appreciate you. You have a good one.
Cheers, mate. Pelly on the back of Sugar. This could be an overtake, and it could be for P4. Pelly's got 33% ERS. He's going to have him, I think, in the next straight. Oh, if he brakes in time. Air Max 131.968, fast lap of the race. Well, Pelly would have had a chance if he didn't decide he wanted to nearly go boing. Franz on the
It
back
seems
of
like everyone's
John.
kind of stalled out in positioning amongst the top 5 because now that DRS has
them
kicked
softer
in,
done now.
everyone's just kind of keeping the gaps the same. The big question is, how much is Franz going to be pressured to overtake Jabez? Because if Franz gets by Jabez, yeah, that puts a car between himself and Sha'Carri. But then if Sha'Carri gets by Jabez, Sha'Carri has the DRS advantage, and there's nothing that Franz can do to fight back. I think Franz is going to wait to overtake Jabez until the last possible lap, just to try and keep Sha'Carri from getting the DRS run on him on the final few laps.
So the problem is he wants to use a DRS to get past. He needs to get past Jeebus, I think, because he could use Jeebus to be the buffer between him and Sha'Carri.
But Sha'Carri,
again,
I think,
you've
is
got to
fast
wait
enough
for-
that he could get by Jabez. That's the counterpoint.
Yeah, but the problem is, the thing is, though, it'd be another car he has to overtake, though. At the end of the day, they're all going to be waiting for mistakes. You can't force it now. It's all going to be down to who makes a mistake now. You can't force it, otherwise you're just going to put yourself in the wall. Also, these soft tyres are now beginning to drop off, and that means Pelly has pretty much got to get past Sugar, and he's got to get past him now, otherwise his podium chance is probably going to go. Sugar is out of DRS, and he is now going to get done.
Oh, look at this fight for a lead. Here they come. Here they
that
are.
is dangerous.
Here comes Franz. Here comes Sha'Carri. Pelly, Scaly, Sugar on top of each other. Franz dives to the inside of Jabez John. Keeps the Alpine on the outside. There's 3 wide for a lead for a brief moment going into 2. Jabez holds the position over Franz. Sha'Carri shoots to the outside. AlphaTauri Pelly spins out behind them. He's out of it. Here comes the Red Bull on the outside. He dives to the inside. 3 wide for a lead. Once again going in 4. They all make contact. Franz makes contact. Jabez John now gets a chance to try and run away. Scaly and Sugar goes up in the second position.
Same thing that happened to me last season there. That was never going to work. Pelly and Franz gets a 5-second time penalty for collision with Torpedo. I mean, saying that, Torpedo, the Red Bull are going to get 3 and 4 though, so it's still a good result, but yes. Also, there was a dangerous move from Sugar on Pelly and nearly killed Pelly on the home straight. A late defensive move caused dangerous driving for me, and Pelly has now spun and he's out into 12th position. Sugar, Taylor's just passed Kendi into the downhill hairpin, and that's a Williams are going side by side. Air Max and Kendi fighting now for 8 and 9. Jesus, this is all hit the fan.
3 wide going into 4 in a corner that you don't want to go too wide. And oh wow, Torpedo Torpedo weaves off circuit to try and let his teammate Sha'Carri get by, but it seems like that may have scared Sha'Carri a bit more than he wants to admit. So Scalar Sugar is going to recover from the spin under yellow flag to take home the victory here because John still has that time penalty. Taylor back by Kinsey again, but he just hasn't been able to stay ahead of Kinsey. He keeps spinning himself out. Here comes Torpedo doing stupid stuff to the inside of Sha'Carri, runs his teammate wide, Red Bull side by side, and Sha'Carri barely holds the position, but Torpedo's got a run coming out of the corner, nose to tail, and here comes Torpedo to the inside. He thinks better of it, will not commit to the move. Sha'Carri holds on to 3rd.
There's no point in these Red Bulls fighting at the moment. Yes, okay, they could. If they stay within range, Jeebus John, they will be 2 and 3. It's a decent result for them. End of the day, it's better than finishing P1 and P6 or something stupid. So really, they should just shut up shop and hold on to those positions. They've only got 1.5 laps to go. Matty is not on the good race here today, but it is. Only the first
here's
race
another
of the season.
team. There's another team to keep an eye on. The Haas drivers are 5th and 6th right now. Laser is ahead of France. France has a time penalty, but Laser has 20 lap worn hards. So right now, France is going to be well quicker than his teammate at the moment. And France is trying to outrun his time penalty so he doesn't lose positions to B-Tech or Taylor behind. White flag is in the air. Here comes Franz making a move. Laser defends the inside. Franz holds the outside line, and that will be easy to overtake Franz.
Yeah, Leader's not going to fight him. Leader's the reserve driver, so he's going to let the full-time driver through. Problem is for Franz, he's got a 3-second time penalty, isn't it? A 3-second?
But if it's 3
seconds, yeah, he made a contact with Torpedo, didn't he? It's Torpedo contact, wasn't it, in that crash?
He could get knocked all the way down to 8th or 9th position with that, maybe even worse.
Problem is, I don't know if they'll be able to get it removed either because of a safety car. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Actually, he might be able to.
Matty was here,
spun,
crashed at the top of the hill, but he's far enough away that it shouldn't affect the race. Taylor right behind Gillespie. Taylor trying to just get back into 7th. Williams running in 9th at the moment. Wants to make it 7th and 9th if possible.
No, I think he might be getting a penalty. I think he might get done for France. But let's have a look, and then Taylor on the back of BTEC. This is for 7th position. BTEC's got the inside line. BTEC's gone deep. He's going to switch him back.
Contact!
Taylor doesn't get a chance.
They made a bit of contact. Taylor's still right there behind the Ferrari. Makes contact, pushes the Ferrari wide. They both keep their cars straight for the moment. There's only one more straightaway left as they come out of the final corner as James John. He'll be the first to cross the line, but he is not going to win. The winner, recovering from a spin under the yellow flag, will be Scalar Sugar. But we watch this fight, and Taylor spins, and he ends his teammate Air Max as well. And B-Tech spins into the inside wall and rips the entire front wing off. Gillespie is not going to get points. Taylor is going to fall in 10th. Boothie, who has been so far...
Why did Boothie get 20 seconds? Right,
That's
Boothie got 20
bullcrap.
seconds. 20 seconds take off of Boothie. Liam. Right, so make sure you write that
Boothie will
down.
probably still get...
He got annoying blue flags, and he's like not in the blues. So make sure you take 20 seconds off his time.
Boothie will finish in the points-paying positions. Kenzie also 8th after kind of being stuck outside of Red, barely in the top 10 all day long.
Well, yeah, he got
but
caught in a
the
couple of
end,
incidents, didn't he? He got spun by one person on the fast right-hander, then he got caught up in the AVS when AVS spun into Young. So it's a great result for you, Kenzie, really, considering what happened in the race. So good result for him. Jeebus John and Sugar, if you are there, we are about to invite, Insane will invite you. So
yeah, I'm going to try and invite Scalar Sugar and
he won't get
to the
P10
party.
by the time
Alright, here comes Scalar Sugar into your party. Sugar, go ahead, include your audio. Fantastic drive, a fantastic recovery drive, Sugar. You spun out under the safety car and was able to survive all the chaos to come home with the victory. Walk us through that race from your perspective.
Wow, hey guys, it's absolutely unbelievable. Even through that mistake, I was able to win the race because there was like chaos went to me. There was a guys from the back with the salt, but they somehow spin around, and when there was a free wide into the turf wall, I guess there was just pure chaos and just was alive. And sorry guys, just no words.
The screen, I got the screenshot second.
I was able to even use the experience because I was able to race on the X1 race earlier. So
What, mate?
I'm really happy with it. No words.
Fantastic job, mate. Absolutely fantastic. I didn't think you'd be able to recover like that, but you did. I'm really, really impressed, mate. Like, amazing job. Oh my god, you're right. Oh, you make a good point. Yeah. That was a messy race. Oh. Okay, so basically what you're saying is that you want me to broadcast more whenever you're racing. All right, I'll keep that in mind then. All right. But anyway,
you're doing broadcast every single race, but you can't do it.
All right. Once again, congratulations, Sugar.
Thank
We are.
you guys.
Now, we also want to go ahead and talk with our second place finisher, Shikari. Shikari, go ahead, include your audio. You've been up there fighting near the front all day long, but never actually held the lead, and you were one of the guys who got spun out in that 3-wide dive bomb for the lead in the turn 4. Walk us through the race from your perspective.
I don't know if I'm happy with that. You know, couple of mistakes when I was fighting Scalar at in the beginning. I went a little bit.
Good fight.
Yeah, I went on that horrible before the DRS, that horrible left turn. I went a little bit too far to the right and caught the curb, and yeah, you know, a bit awkward there. And then obviously spinning under safety
Hold on,
car
Kizzy, I do want
a couple of times.
interview
and
from
then,
you. Just hold by.
And then at the end we were 3 wide. I don't know what to make of it. We were 3 wide, and maybe I shouldn't have put my nose in, but I mean there was a little gap there, so you know, blood dominate as much as possible, and that's it really. P2's all right. See if I get see if there's any penalties applied, and take it from there really. But it's a good start to the season either way.
All right, great job, mate. Shame that you couldn't muster a proper shot for the win at the last lap there, but either way, great run for you, great start to your season. Hopefully this means you might be able to put together a title run.
Yeah, cheers, man. Cheers.
All right, one more driver I want to talk to. This will be Kinsey Retro. Kinsey, go ahead, include your audio. Interesting race for you. You were kind of hanging out right around the very back of the points paying positions all day long. And then when push came to shove on that final restart, you come out with the highest fit. You finish on that last lap higher than you were at any point in the race itself. How in the world did you survive that?
Simply put, I don't know what the hell happened on my end. It's just right now, I just do not feel comfortable with racing with anything more than anything less than full TC, because anything less than that, and I'm just spinning left, right, and centre.
When we were watching you, we were saying that you just didn't look very comfortable at all. I mean, it didn't help that you got caught up in the air when AVS spun into Young.
Oh my word! Yeah,
I mean, that was like that's no. Well, I mean, yes, it's AVS's fault technically, but you can't blame someone for dropping it. Not with the way the game is. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But say you had a great. You just don't say. The thing is though, you started in 12th, 13th.
13th.
And you finished 8th, so gained 5 places. Like I tell people, if you gain places in the race and that's always a plus. You didn't go backwards. That's the most important thing. As long as you go forward in the race, you can't complain.
Yeah.
And it's points.
So just,
you take this right. You scored more
exactly.
points than me in X2 in the first 4 races in one race. All right, so he's better than me.
The big concern I have regarding the safety car is the fact that I've actually got several clips of it where I have a positive delta, and then it just goes straight to a negative delta of minus 3.5.
Yeah, we had that.
Yep, I've struggled with that yesterday in the dev race also. I know exactly what you mean.
I mean, for lack of a better term, the game is an absolute joke when it comes to stuff like this. I mean, how incompetent does EA have to be to make a game as broken as this?
To be fair, EA only cares about money first, so...
Well, of course they do. They've always done that.
Just one reminder, the development is still under Codemasters. EA is just doing the funding of the service, I think.
They should have given Codemasters more funding then. Therefore, EA's still the one to blame. The publisher's the one that calls the shots. I've always had that philosophy that the publisher is the one that calls the shots.
Yeah, you've got the point. You've got the point. You're right.
Well, either way, I do want to say, Kinsey, good job. I would say driver of the day run there, simply because not very many other people were ever able to successfully come from the back to the front. You came from, back of the midfield up into a respectable points job. So great job, mate. It was great to see you pull that off.
He kept his head as well, where before he would lose his cool and then do something, no offense to Kenzie, but do something stupid. Well, he didn't. He just kept his head down and drove, which is a lot more. So I'm saying that shows a lot more maturity and a lot more respect for you for doing that. So great job.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting a return like that to X2 tonight, but at the end of the day, I'll take the points. I'll take the points.
All right. Well, thanks for jumping in and talking with us. With that, that will pretty much wrap up our broadcast. Once again, great job on Scalar Sugar's part to recover from that spin under yellow flag to take home the win. But Zola, I want to say very much thank you for letting me come on in and do broadcasting for X2 today. Don't always get to broadcast X2.
Anytime you want to do it, you know that for a fact. So.
Yeah. Well, it's still respectful and nice to showcase that I appreciate it irregardless. So.
Yeah, thank you, mate. You too.
But anyways, in a week's time, on Saturday at 5 p.m. UK time, you will be able to catch Dev as they go underway at Jeddah, also known as the worst circuit on the current calendar. Then at 5 p.m. Sunday, on the main channel, will be X1 at Jeddah. On the alternate channel, at the exact same time, I'll be covering the X3 race. Then at 8 p.m. UK time, in the week, on Sunday, on this channel, you will see the X2 event there. There normally be a realistic event going on later on Saturdays, but right now, realistic is kind of on ice just because they're waiting for the game to kind of get a little bit better put together. But until next week, I've been your host for today's broadcast in St. Lear 13. I've been joined by XRL Zola. We want to say thank you very much for jumping in, and we look forward to seeing you again. Goodbye.
Everybody have a great week, and I'll catch you all next week.
All right. Boom. All right. That was an